a message for my people.
Nick Dad, baby. We the new label.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Now this the black sheep sticking its home. I need a crib like I'm Gatsby.
I need it.
In hand, just understand my
Pockets that deep.
with nothing to prove. I ain't got nothing to do. When they can't compete and I got nothing to lose. You see, they told me I'm the one that's gonna be.
Yes, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Veterans Minimum, the number one sports betting vibe on the internet. I'm your host, Nick Dais. At Nick Dais 10, as you can find me, all things Veterans Minimum are at Veterans Minimum. To my left, my dog,
Yeah.
top tier,
I'm in the flesh today,
Mr. George Carmona in the building.
ready to rock and roll. It's basketball season, Nick.
Uh-huh.
It's basketball season. And based on how last year ended, I could not be more excited that we're heading into this second half of the basketball season. The best part, the 30-game stretch. And you're going to be doing a jiu-jitsu competition this weekend. So, this week's big. I'm fired up for it. We got a Super Bowl this weekend. So, how are you feeling?
Feel good. Feel great. I'm excited. It feels nice to have something to look forward to in competition athlete mode.
Yeah.
If anyone has ever noticed anything about me, I love attention.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to have spotlight on me. A lot of people are like, yo, are you nervous? Do you have any jitters? I was like, not really, man. I miss having something to look forward to where there's like an actual win-loss.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I had was when I played football on Sundays, really competitive league on Sundays with my buddies back home. We would play rough touch football, two-hand touch, but like people would get popped. People would get popped. My friends still play over there, and a couple thousands of dollars to the winning team, right? And it'd be like a 3-4 month season. So it was exciting. That's the last time that I felt something like that. So every year when it comes to New Year's resolutions, I like adding one for the show and content together and then one personal. And for me, it was competing. I've never competed. I'm going right into the fire, ADCC, which is like one of the bigger and better competitions in jiu-jitsu. So yeah, fuck it. I'm excited.
I love that attitude. I love the attitude. I just realized when you said like that was your last competition. My last competition was 2017 at UNLV. And like, bro, we're approaching 10 years now.
Yeah.
I'm itching for a competition. I think I'm going to do a golf tournament. Like, I think I'm going to work on my golf game. Maybe around July, we enter an amateur tournament and we see what happens.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I like that.
Yeah. That's going to be the sport. That's going to be the sport, Nick. You're not going to be the only person competing this year.
Nah, I love it, bro. Let's fucking do it. I'm all for it. Because, yo, when you think about it, right, like, I'll be having these conversations with my friends back because I'm going to be 34 in, like 3 weeks, right? My birthday is in 3 weeks. And I have so many friends so I have a really interesting friend group growing up. There was like 10 of us, all within 2 years of each other.
Okay.
So like majority of my friends are a year older. Majority of my friends are a year younger. And then through the years, George's friend is Jory, and Jory and George grew up together. Now Jory's part of the crew. Like that's how it was with my friends back home. So a lot of my friends now are in their 30s. Pretty much everyone but my one friend Finney. Everyone's in their 30s. And I hear it. Dude, my back. Dude, man, I can't get out of bed. Dude, and I'm like, I feel great. I feel 24.
It's
because
amazing.
I'm putting my body through hell constantly, right? Like a lot of my friends are into, honestly, they're not. I was about to lie to the audience, which I don't like doing to the audience, but like a lot of my friends don't work out. And when they do, it's a couple curls, couple push-ups,
right?
A
little
press. So like they're not active. I still train, like I play football and soccer. I do a lot of agility stuff. I don't want to ever go play full court basketball and not be able to walk for 6 days.
Yeah.
So I like keeping my body fit and active. I like stretching. I get made fun of that. But now everyone's like, dude, you're so nimble. I'm like, yeah, well, this is why.
Bro, you know the thing that's crazy to me is that motherfuckers will say, "Oh, I'm sore and my back hurts, and so like I'm gonna like not go and play the next day," right? The same shit they were saying in high school, by the way. It's not like in high school you weren't sore and you weren't hurt. You were hurt all the time and you just did it, you know? But now you just have built-in excuses because...
And you have more responsibilities. You got bills. You got work.
Yeah.
You might have a family. So, like, look, I'm not saying these aren't excuses. They're reasons. Like, I think there's a difference.
If you have a family and you're a father, you know, do your part. Do your part. Take your kid to the fucking gym.
Yeah.
Let's put Fortnite down for a little bit.
Yeah.
And let's go to the gym.
Let's go to the gym. Let's get a workout in.
Yeah. You know, shout out to all the dads out there. I know it's tough. Nobody wants to put down Fortnite. If I was a father playing Fortnite with my kid, that's life goals.
Yeah.
And so that's tough. But 315 when he's 18,
it's also tough.
That's dollar bills, possibly.
Yeah. So I'm excited, man. It's cool to have something to look forward to and to compete in. And I'm pumped. We're going to vlog the whole weekend. George is coming with us. A lot of the guys that have been on the show before, Jerry and Shane and some other guys from the gym. So it's going to be excited. If anyone happens to be out in Portland, hit us up. Let's link up. They will get there Friday. Got to weigh in. It's another thing. I'm competing at 201.
You said 190.
I was gonna do one. So there was no
190.
There was 183.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I'll just do like a weight cut before that. You know, all you guys know about it. And Jerry was like, don't fucking do a weight. First of all, you've never done a legit weight cut.
You're going to kill yourself, right?
You're going to go to Portland and then not be able to compete.
Facts.
So he's like, bro, listen.
That's good advice.
It's a gift and a curse, right? Mm-hmm. So compete at 201 and whatever. You'll be undersized, but then you're quicker. You're faster. Mm-hmm. You don't have as much power, but there's like, again, gift and a curse.
Facts.
Ideally, I compete at 183. But
yeah, I'm glad that you are actually, that's a great coaching move. When I wrestled in high school, like, bro, I did not want to cut for shit, dude. And I wrestled 220s and I was like 200 pounds.
Yeah. The best, by the way, just staying on this. Some kid I trained with, he advised me to go to 183 and compete there. And Jerry goes, I've been training 20 years. I think I know what I'm talking about. I was like, yo, hey. I was like, yo, I get it. You're right.
Pulled the card out, bro.
Coach, my bad.
Yep.
And rightfully so. He was just like, you're a fucking moron, bro. I was like, honestly, yes. But also, you're right. I'll defer to the people that know.
Valid.
Yeah.
Valid. Yeah.
Let's see. We're going to bring back a medal. Bring back a medal. I want a podium. Because then I'm going to talk mad shit. I'm going to be like, this is what you guys get nervous about and stressed out?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even do this shit for real.
Here's the thing that I found to be very interesting is that it's going to all happen in an hour. It's like rapid succession. You win, you advance, and before you know it, podium.
Yeah. And then you're
going to be fast, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a couple of camera batteries.
Fuck yeah.
Going to keep that shit going.
We gotta.
We're not cutting at all.
We're not, no.
Just 1 hour.
Win, lose, or draw. We're fucking airing it all out.
Facts. Can't mic you up though, right?
Nah.
Yeah.
We'll
get a boom guy. We'll get a boom guy over the top of it.
Just following the whole combo.
Yeah. Or the dish, like the guy on the sideline of NFL games. The dish.
Yeah, that'd be something fucking absurd to just see that happening on the jiu-jitsu mats. But yeah, you guys will see the video. Hopefully we'll have that video done by next week at some point. But we'll definitely air it. All right, let's get into the weekend. Mm-hmm. George, we're going to start off with hockey.
I love this.
Not something we've done, I think, ever since us two have been recording together. How many hockey topics have we hit all time? I think we've dabbled a little bit about, like, I personally, hockey and MMA are my favorite sporting events to go to. That I've said many times. I know we've discussed that. I like watching hockey playoffs. I think the intensity is dope. I love overtime hockey because the thrill of victory and agony of defeat, there's like no other. Mm-hmm. So I tune into playoff hockey. I do enjoy playoff hockey. Their version of an all-star game was the Four Nations exhibitions. And it went crazy viral over the weekend because USA and Canada played. And immediately, puck drops, fight.
Yeah.
Then they separate them. They throw them in the penalty box. Puck drops again. Guess what? Another fight. You're like, yo, let's go, dude. I was watching it with Matty Betts. Shouts to Matty. He was here in Vegas. We were watching UFC, and then USA Canada was on, and also Dave Ross. Dave Ross said hello because he's like, yo, I got to come back on the show. We're all watching the fights, and there was more action in the hockey game, fighting wise, and there wasn't some of the UFC fights. But as we're watching there, you hear the crowd like chanting for Canada and then chanting for USA. And my question to you is, I become very patriotic when Team USA plays anything but basketball. Because like the basketball, dude, we're, you know, even in the, even when they played Serbia, they were 9.5 point favorites. It was like expected. Implied win of like 87%.
For sure.
It wasn't a surprise. Do you feel like you become super patriotic come USA events?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the Serbia game because like the Serbia game, you know, leading up to it, you're like Team USA, obviously we got this one in the bag. But when that game was close, bro, it just like makes you want to go to the fridge, grab a Bud Light, crack it open, and just, you know, start a USA chant in your house.
Yeah.
It's a mandatory requirement for me. This is just, I'm an American. If I say USA and the rest of the house doesn't say USA, you're out of the house. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like that's my own immigration policy for my house.
I love it, bro.
I'm with you. I'm assuming,
dude, it gets bad. So like, yo, my favorite memory ever, we're watching, this is 2014. We're watching Belgium, USA in the World Cup round of 16, I believe it was. And we're in the bar, we're hammered. If I remember correctly, it had to be like an early start, maybe like a 1 p.m. Eastern time kind of game. And the amount of chance of like, yo, fuck your waffles, like just like, you know, just fuck your beer, like Belgium wheat beer and shit. Like we were just going crazy, and I was like, bro, we're like being pretty fucking hardcore American right now.
it's allowed though. I think
That's what I'm saying. Like during a sporting event,
correct.
I feel like it's mandatory. Like to your point, if you're watching Team USA at the crib, dude, I used to wrap myself with an American flag going into fucking USA Ghana games. Like I was going fucking crazy. It was mandatory.
I like us better as an underdog. When we're an underdog, it hits different.
Bro, thank you. Because my whole life I've been saying I don't give a fuck about gold medal men's basketball games. Or when you have arguments with your buddies at the bar, you guys are drinking. Like I check out the moment you tell me how many gold medals someone has and he's American as an American basketball player.
Yeah.
And you're telling me like, dude, he scored 20,000 points. He's a 2-time NBA champion, but he also has 4 gold medals. I'm like, you lost me. You lost me. I'm out. I don't want to hear it. Now, if you have a gold medal and you're Serbian, you're Greek, you're from Argentina, tremendous.
Or it means something.
It means something. You've won, I don't know, I'm talking out of my ass, all but 2 gold medals all time in basketball. So to me, it's not impressive. We have literally the best players in the world collectively on one organization. Now, if it was USA versus the world, that's different. Because you could put out a team of fucking SGA, Jokic, Luka, Giannis. Yeah. And you're like, okay, Wemby. You're like, now it's,
where's my Bud Light? You know?
Where the fuck is the Bud Light?
PBRs, dude?
Yeah. 100%. So to me, yes, I love what you just said there. And I think that's the answer. When it's an American in an underdog role, you just fucking like, you bleed red, white, and blue, baby.
I do. I still bleed red, white, and blue for baseball, but for Cuba though. Like that's my like, that's the one sport in which when I see America playing, I have to root for Cuba. And that's just, you know, that's a homer. That's a homer in me. I feel connected to those athletes. Lord knows they've been through a lot. Cuba's in a bad spot. So a gold medal win for a Cuban baseball player is hope, you know? So that means something.
Yeah, for sure.
To the homeland. Still bleeding red, white, and blue though. Kind of American. Cubans love Americans more than Americans love America. If you can comprehend that.
Yeah, I can see it.
It gives them hope. That's why they chose the colors.
Got it.
That's why I think they chose the colors, at least.
Shout out to Cuba, man. That's one place I want to go to. Are you allowed to go? Like you're good to go?
I can go. My dad's
I mean like in general.
out.
Like is it like cool for Americans to go?
Yeah, I think we're allowed to travel there.
Okay.
Like there's flights and shit that go down there, but
because I just go straight to fucking Cartagena and Medellin, baby. That's where I lock into. If I'm going fucking Latin America, I'm going there. Yeah.
Dude, Cuba might be dangerous for you. You'll move to Miami, and then you'll just be a 60-minute boat ride. That would be dangerous.
Bro, before I ever moved to Vegas, I used to say the only two places I would ever move to from New York was Miami and Vegas. For two completely different reasons.
Yeah.
If you know anything about me, you know why I would say Miami. But now it's like I never want to leave Vegas.
Yeah, no, Miami, after being in Vegas and New York, I think Miami is the lesser of the three.
Well, it's a different fun. That's how I always explain it. Those three cities, it's a different fun when you go there, right? So you can actually vacation in Miami. And if you go to Miami for 5 days, you'll come back. You're like, all right, I feel a little refreshed. I feel good. We go to New York. It's the nightlife. It's the food. It's the sightseeing. And it's busy. You're going to get tired being in New York.
Yeah.
And also it's pretty pricey. And then when you come to Vegas, it's booze, fucking drugs, gambling, hookers, if you're into that.
Yep.
Strip clubs. You know, Miami and New York has strip clubs also. But it's like all the vices in the world are in fucking a 2-mile radius in Vegas.
It's the greatest.
It is pretty fire. It's pretty fire. I'm a fan. Listen, I'm a fan.
Yes.
I'm a fan.
We started this off with talking about like how much we love USA. So they booed the national anthem. Do you think do you think part of the reason why everybody hates American sports right now is because of Trump and like all the crazy shit he's doing? I mean, he did say we are going to have Canada be the 51st state. And that's why they booed politely at the end of the national anthem.
Well, booed politely is hilarious to hear. I don't think they booed politely. I think they booed for the reasons. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think this game was in Canada.
Yeah.
It was, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm cool with it.
For sure.
I'm cool with it. When listen, the World Cup is going to be here in 18 months. If USA is playing fucking Brazil.
Do you boo the Brazilian national anthem?
I don't know. I listen a lot.
It's mad disrespectful, bro. Mad disrespectful. And that's why we fucking Brady Kachuk hit him with a couple of times.
Don't fucking boo my anthem, bro.
You know how many times I saw Freebird remixes of the fight compilation?
Bro, do you know what's the greatest national anthem booing ever? 1990, the World Cup is in Italy.
Okay.
Argentina's playing Italy in the semifinals, and the game is in Naples. Maradona won all these championships with Napoli, the team in the city. Now, mind you, at the time when this happened, it would be equivalent, George, to someone going to, how can I think of a team in the NBA now that we're talking about basketball? It'd be equivalent to someone going right now to like the Detroit Pistons. Actually, that's a bad example because the Pistons have won. But like, imagine going to the Knicks and you win a title, right? Like, and I know Napoli is not a good example. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but like they were a bottom tier team. They weren't Juventus, they weren't Inter, they weren't AC Milan.
Right.
He goes there and he wins a European title. He wins the Serie A title, and he's like the man. The stadium now is called the Maradona, right? But they're playing the Argentinian national anthem and they're booing it. And you just see him fucking all coked out, original cocaine cowboy, Diego Maradona. He's just like, you motherfuckers are going to boo me in the fucking place I built. And he's saying a lot of things I can't repeat because I love my job, but he's going off on the Italians.
Wow.
And it's the greatest, like, You're gonna fucking boo me, bro, after all the shit that I did for you? I'm getting fired up right now. It's like, fuck you guys, you Italian fucks. And then they ended up winning. They ended up beating them, and they go to the final. And it like changed like the trajectory of Maradona in Italy. He became kind of a polarizing figure. It's the greatest pre-national anthem ever. I say all that because, Dom, you're gonna definitely clip this one. This is a really goodie. But to me, if you're playing at home, yeah, I think I'm cool with it. Cool with it.
Well, now that you've said that story, I feel like that's why it doesn't happen as much, because you're just like, you got to be careful with who you do it to. And I think USA did a good job. They're playing Canada now in the finals on Thursday. So will you be watching that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, bro. The gambler in me, probably going to take our neighbors up north.
No.
Yeah, bro. Listen, USA was yapping after winning. They were yapping. And rightfully so. Look, I'm a believer that to the victor go the spoils, right? Have you seen what's been going on? All these like posts of NFL films about how the Eagles players were talking about the Chiefs before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Barkley was like, yo, they can't fuck with us. I don't care how many times they've been here. Lane Johnson was like, yo, defensive line. Remember the shirts they were wearing? 0 sacks, because this is when the Eagles had the most sacks in a season ever. The first time they played them. And, you know, Humphrey and all the offensive linemen had shirts that said 0 sacks. And like, yo, make that motherfucker pay. And by the way, why can't we get that footage before we make the bets, bro?
Dude, no.
Because
they do
watching
such
that,
a bad job.
right? Dude, watching
we saw Jameis Winston for fucking 3 days do the most random shit. It's like, relax. I hate that they don't show what's important to the better. We literally saw Jameis Winston 1,000 times. But no Lane Johnson hype up speech.
Bro, Barkley too. I was like, fucking, that's my running back, baby. Like, yo, they can't fuck with us. I was like, that's what I want to see. Jalen Hurts is like, yo, that last one changed me, bro. I was like, God, I'm ready to fucking, I gotta throw on an Eagles jersey. As I'm watching this, I'm like, I don't know who I am anymore. By the way, I ordered a Barkley Kelly Green. That'll be on the show at some point. That shit is hard, bro. I can't run. Look, we have to. Yeah, you gotta show us what's important. And look, to the victor goes the spoils, right? So the USA, they beat Canada and they went crazy viral. A lot of people have been talking about this hockey game, and it ties into what we're talking about now, because this is exhibition. Like, this is just like national pride, and they're playing for the name on the front of the jersey. And this is what the NHL did. Fast forward a couple days later, actually the next day, or even the same day, if you take All-Star weekend, a dud, bro. It was a dud. I think they've tried to pander too much to the audience that don't care anyway.
Yeah.
It's the same issue I have with Major League Baseball. What Major League Baseball has done over the last couple of years is they've tried to cater to me, who, like, I love the Mets. I'm excited about Juan Soto. We got Pete Alonso back. Lindor's still there. I'm excited for the Mets. I watched every Mets playoff game this year. Prior, I didn't watch no baseball. We made the playoffs. I'm all in. I'm that kind of guy when it comes to baseball. Now, I used to be all in, but, you know, got older, got more interested in other things, other sports. The show, baseball doesn't really do well. It never really did well. Though the best segment, one of the best segments we've had in the last year was Ohtani, a degenerate gambler like us, or no? Talking baseball. So what baseball has done over the years is they try to cater to people like me. And what ends up happening is they sour the fan like you, I'm just using you as an example, who's like a hardcore baseball fan and you love it and you watch it all the time and you understand on a 2-0 count what's going to, you know, he's going to throw a ball in the dirt, get him to swing or whatever it might be. And I feel like the NBA now is trying to cater to the people that aren't watching anyway. And they're making all these rule changes to make it interesting, which for me, I was pissed off all weekend, bro. They took away our surefire betting the over. Couldn't even do that.
Yeah, it's another like absolute disaster that we've witnessed happen on all these all-star weekends. I found a tweet here from this dude at Playoff Jake who said NBA All-Star Weekend summary, 381 hours of commercials, 47 times the TNT crew hated on the NBA, 30 plus unfunny Kevin Hart jokes. I want to start with why do we keep throwing Kevin Hart at everything? like he's this fucking solution to our lack of ratings. I'm going to be, I love Kevin Hart, but when you get oversaturated with somebody like that, it loses its luster, and you've now kind of made me hate the guy. He doesn't want, I mean, he's getting so much fucking money. It doesn't matter to him. But are you tired of seeing him on every one of these? Hey, we need ratings. Let's throw Kev at it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the old, bro. That's why everything is wrestling. Like everything is wrestling, because WWE will do that. They'll be like, whenever like the ratings down is, The Rock is coming back to Monday Night Raw, and then they get a 2.3 million rating or whatever it might be, or they'll hype up John Cena's gonna make a SmackDown appearance 3 months in advance.
Yeah,
and first of all, it takes away the surprise element, which makes it the best thing. And whether it's wrestling or in anything, we're like, holy shit, I didn't think he would be there. And yeah, bro, it just becomes oversaturated. Like eventually it's cool when, like, bro, it's happened a lot to Kevin Hart's a prime example. The Rock is a prime example. Started doing all these like every movie you make is a blockbuster. Every single one is a must go see.
Right.
Come on, bro. And it's the same thing where I think 50 Cent said this one time when he was talking about Power, because they asked him about why didn't he have like more of like Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo and like G Unit, and it's like the show wouldn't have worked if I just forced it on you. Like, create new stars, right? Have new guys in there, have new spotlight. And it's kind of the same thing when you see the same people being featured and everything. I think it just becomes oversaturated. I think that's the best word to describe it.
Yeah. And it wasn't funny anymore seeing small Kevin Hart next to like all the basketball players. Like, I don't think you could have anybody that would somewhat match their height, but it's just ridiculous to see the TNT wide shot of them all lined up with Kevin in the middle. But enough of it. The commercials were nuts. So Cameron, president of the 22% Club, was like, are they going to play fucking basketball? And that's from a woman who doesn't really watch basketball's mouth. It just seemed like every time you looked at the screen, it was a cutaway. It was some sort of award being given out. It was Mr. Beast doing a shooting competition. It couldn't have been any further from what we wanted to see. Like, think about all the cool stuff that gets millions of views on YouTube. They couldn't have like just put together one of those, just like a pre-planned out movie, animation making fun of the season. Like the roast of the NBA would have been better.
That would have been amazing.
The roast of the NBA. I think maybe start doing that. No more all-star games, just do roasts. That's what they were trying to do yesterday. How did you feel about them talking over the game? Like Shaq and obviously Kev, but like they were actually on the PA system so the players on the court can hear them.
Yeah, I think it was Kevin Durant said something really interesting. He said, I think it's more fun to complain about the NBA than to actually watch it. Crazy. Cancel All-Star Weekend and let's just give everyone a break since we're so miserable around this time. And like, yo, bro, listen, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Because then what's going to happen if they do cancel it? They're going to be like, dude, I missed All-Star break. Like, what are we going to do for a week? And I like this. I think this is one way you can maybe fix it. Just get rid of it. If all you're going to do is bitch and complain about something, bro, I don't like to complain about anything. You know why? Because if I don't like something, I just don't do it.
Yep. Yep.
If there's someone I don't fuck with anymore, you don't see me with them. If there's something I don't like to eat or drink anymore, I don't do it. I train as much as I do because I love doing it. I do all the content because I love doing it. The moment it's not fun, that's why my number one rule for everything has always been like, let me have fun. Let me enjoy doing this, and I'll figure out everything else along the way. Yeah. And now I have a track record and a resume to actually prove that there could be results from it. But, bro, just don't watch. Remember I said that about the Super Bowl too, and guess what? Highest rated Super Bowl ever.
Shocker.
I'm not going to watch because the Chiefs are in it, and it's rigged, and Taylor Swift's going to be on TV for the 33 seconds of a 4-hour broadcast. Like, don't watch them, bro. Like, I don't know what
yeah.
I didn't watch Game of Thrones every Sunday night. I would watch it on Tuesday and Wednesday because I had other shit going on. And my friends would be like, bro, you're not going to watch it Sunday. No, but I'm going to watch it. I'll get to it.
Yeah.
I'm not that passionate and excited about it, then I don't watch. Like I'll never understand that, bro. I'll never understand that from people. It's one of the biggest pet peeves I have across the board.
Yeah. But we'll keep watching it because of now it's so bad. It's reached that point where it's like you can't take your eyes off it, you know? And the NBA still, since there's nothing on TV, the one thing it was competing against yesterday, did you flick on the Daytona 500 at all?
No, I'm not that American.
Neither am I, but I just turned it on just to be like, you know, sometimes it's cool to see the cars go fast.
Okay.
But it's kind of after like 4 laps. It's tough. But at least you saw them doing something. They were racing.
Right.
Then I go to the fucking NBA All-Star game and it's just nonsense.
Yeah. So let's do this because everyone's doing it.
Okay.
Ways to fix the NBA All-Star
All right.
weekend. Number one, just get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Make them miss you.
I like that.
Right? Just be like, listen.
Oh, you guys didn't like it? We're done.
We're done.
Mm-hmm.
Now what are you going to do for 3 days? No sports going on at all.
Facts.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You had to reach into the Daytona 500 bag to tell me about what we're watching.
It was a good couple of laps, man.
Yeah.
You really missed out.
So, number one, don't watch.
Yep.
Get rid of it completely. Number two, you can't pay these guys enough. They make fucking mad money, right? And I don't like the whole, incentivize the winning conference. They get game 7 of the finals at home.
That would be asinine.
That would suck because, like, what happens if my team won 69 games and fucking I'm in the West?
Yeah.
And Trae Young hits a 3, who's not going to sniff the second round of the playoffs.
Right.
And now the West lost to the East, and now I got to go into Boston. I got to go into New York for game 7, where those teams won 57 games. I'm 12 games. So, no, I don't want that. You get rewarded for being great in the regular season. One thing that could save All-Star Weekend, you're an All-Star, you have to compete in all the competitions.
Okay.
You have to pick.
You have to pick one of them to compete in.
You have to do one of them. You have to either shoot in the 3-point contest, you got to do the skills contest, you got to do the dunk. Not all 3.
Right.
But you have to pick
pick
litter.
one, right?
Yeah, you got to pick one.
I like that. I like that. And it's only the All-Stars. I'm tired of these no-names that get to be in these games. And I'm sorry that it's good for the league and that it's given them an opportunity. We don't want to see them. We don't want to see them. Mac McClung, is the only real person that's benefited from the All-Star weekend for the past 5 years. He's the only person.
Yeah. Dude, the last I'd go for the last 10 years, the most memorable stuff from All-Star has been Kobe's last All-Star,
Yep.
McClung, and Sabrina versus Steph. Those have been the only 3 things that I could remember outside of betting the over every year before they fucked that up for us too.
Yep.
That was all that was like, damn, that was dope, bro. Kobe's last All-Star. Sabrina versus Steph. That was fire. Like, I remember I tuned in. I was like, damn, this is going to be interesting. It's something new. It's something unique.
Yeah.
It's different. Give us something different. Make all the NBA All-Stars have to compete in something. You want to throw the fucking ball through the ring and do all that? Cool. Do that. Now, those are some of my changes. The last thing I'll say is everyone is talking about they're not playing hard. They're not playing hard. They're not playing hard. I think it's one of the dumbest takes. I don't want you playing hard in the All-Star game, bro.
Yeah.
God forbid. God forbid. I'm the Thunder, and I'm a Thunder fan. We're having this amazing season. We're top of the West. SGA is minus 550 to win MVP. We're forcing these guys to play hard. He goes out there. He tears a knee up. Out for the year now. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Let's go. Let's showcase our new sneakers. Let's have fun. Let's have some, dude. Even in the years the All-Star break was, the All-Star game was bad. You still had some moments like dudes trying to fucking throw it off the backboard, catch it one-handed, then throw it behind his head for a 3. Like at least you had some viral clips. John Morant trying to kill someone under the rim,
Right.
or like John Morant going up for a dunk and like everyone's moving out the way. Like, nah, I want nothing to do. At least there were cool highlights from it. Now there's no highlights.
Yeah.
There's no highlights.
I know. I'm 100%
I listed off a bunch. I feel bad. What do you have?
They were good. No. It's not too far off of what you were going for. The only thing that's somewhat different, let's incorporate Power Slap into this. I think there's lots of beefs that accrue throughout the season. This is where the young cats that want to prove themselves get a chance to settle some of the beef, right? And we just fly through. We don't want to do a UFC fight or boxing because that's taxing on the body. But, you know, they're a basketball player. Getting slapped in the head isn't going to fucking ruin their career. When was the last time you saw a concussion in basketball? I don't know. And we love football. Lots of concussions. Let's try to follow the correlation there. And so let's have them do Power Slap. If you had a beef throughout the season or two players that just, you know, hate each other, you build it up like WWE promo. It's the reason why we like the NHL from this past weekend. They were fighting each other.
Yeah.
So let's do something that's, you know, can make Daddy Dana happy and, you know, kind of save the NBA. I think another thing we could do is we got to see Adam Silver Adam Silver has to play one-on-one versus every NBA All-Star. And we get to see him get embarrassed.
Why?
I just think it would.
You don't like Adam Silver?
I think he looks so weird, bro. He is the weirdest looking person possibly on earth.
I love Adam Silver for the simple fact that he came in and was like, we're going to welcome all sports betting. We're going to be down because, and he was aware of how popular the NFL was because of the gambling and fantasy aspect. He's like, no, we're going to, advertisers, feel free. Tell us how many points Durant is going to have tonight. Let's get in on that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think he's done things that that Stern was kind of like waiting on and sitting back on. So he's definitely more proactive. It still doesn't help the fact that you can't watch an interview of his and look at his eyes. If you do that and you can keep eye contact with Adam Silver, like, mad respect to you.
Yeah.
Like, if he was ever a guest on this podcast, I'd kind of like have to look away. Because he looks like a fucking mad scientist.
He does. That's
nuts.
Sure. I'm looking at photos of him right now, and you are not lying.
You got to be careful, dude.
You are not
careful.
lying.
Because if you keep that tab open and then throughout the night you just go back to that tab and you see that face, you're fucked. You're fucked.
Yeah, there was a couple people tweeting during the dunk contest, like John Morant and Giannis chimed in about like, yo, we got, like, that's what we want, bro. We want to see the cool thing. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think social media has a reason as to why these guys aren't competing in it? Because what happens if you're Giannis and you go to the dunk contest and you just have shit fucking dunks? You're just going to get cooked for 24 hours. Do you think that plays into it at all?
No, I think they got thicker skin than that. They've put up way worse performances.
Sure.
It is like with a team around them that's happened, and this is a solo event. Yeah, I don't think Giannis would have the greatest dunk package, but we didn't think Dwight Howard would either. And he like fit that archetype of like, oh shit, he actually can do some pretty wild shit. I'd love to see Wemby do it, but he does everything on like a 15-foot rim.
Yeah, I think speaking of Wemby and Giannis, I think that's the only thing they could try to do to salvage NBA All-Star next year. You do a 8-on-8, not at the same time, obviously, but like you pick the best 8 All-Stars that are international versus the best 8 All-Stars that are American, world versus USA. And maybe you put up like a $10 million pool. NBA got enough money for that. If you want to save it, that's the only way. And the reason why I say 8 is because like you could find 8. We had mentioned it last week. There were 7 All-Stars that are international, and guess what? We didn't even include Luka in that because he didn't play.
Right.
So you could put a 8-man team, have Thibodeau fucking coach them.
Wow, that's hilarious.
And so like, an 8-man rotation will work. And I think that's the only thing they could do next year to try to salvage it. If not, just do what Durant said. Shut your ass up, stop complaining, and get rid of it. Give these guys 5 days off in the middle of the season, and maybe we see them on a Tuesday night in Washington.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my last thing I'll say on this.
NBA, you got to figure it out. You got to poll the audience and just pick an idea. Do a fan suggestion for a year. If we're going to, have this type of performance, have it at least be on the backs of one of us.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think about All-Star Weekend and what changes you will make. George, before we wrap on the show, play a little game of futures.
Okay.
It was around this time last year. Maybe it was like early March, but whatever. We're close enough for segment purposes. It's around this time last year. I looked at the slate. I looked at the odds, looked at the matchups, and then finally looked at the teams. And I said the Mavericks at 40-1 can win the NBA Finals. They end up making the Finals. Hell of a call. Loved it. It was fun. Got behind the Dallas Mavericks and actually started enjoying them. So that's another cool thing about futures. You all of a sudden you'll become a Heat fan if that's a team that you bet on or something, right? So what's a team right now that could be our Dallas Mavericks of last year? Who do you like?
So before the show, we discussed, we're like, is this like a 40-1 team that we're looking at? Are we looking at deep into the odds? Because the Mavericks, that 40-1 number was crazy. But I think when we looked at the available teams in the top 6, because we're rational, the Denver Nuggets popped out to me, bro.
Same.
Yeah?
Same.
What do you like about the Nuggets?
Well, first of all, full disclosure, George and I always share our notes together. Forgot to do it this weekend. We didn't share the notes. No. I just text them the topics. So I didn't know that you were going to say the Nuggets. That's fucking crazy, which means we got to bet on this. For me, I think Murray is back. I think they've unlocked something with Russell Westbrook. I think he's at a stage in his career now where, like The Rock used to say in the 90s, know your role and shut your mouth. You haven't heard anything crazy coming from the Westbrook camp or for himself. Right now, they are 3rd in the West, and they still have Jokic. I like how Westbrook fits with this team. I like Murray, like I said, coming back. They still got the core, right? They got the Aaron Gordons, Michael Porter Jr. And let's not forget, bro, they just dropped that Game 7 at home, which is going to come back and age terribly, especially if Minnesota continues the way they are, right? Sometimes you'll lose and you'll say to yourself, perfect example, when the Mavericks beat the shit out of the Suns at home and sent them packing, it was a 40-point loss it was at home. That actually aged well because you saw what Luka turned into and what the Mavs ended up turning into, years later. But it's one of those things where you're like, damn, bro, did this team just disappear? Like the Atlanta Hawks, they made a conference finals and you're like, holy shit, how'd that team make a conference finals?
Right.
So I think with Denver, they still got Jokic, they got Porter, they got Mike Malone, shout out Queens. They got the pieces there. And I think Westbrook has found a home in Denver. And I think that that's the team, man. I see them at 15-1. You have 2 guys that could take over a series. And that's what I always look for. That's why I liked the Mavericks last year. Kyrie and Luka. Finally, a year together, you saw what it turned into.
Yeah. I think it was a fluke at last year. Jamal Murray wasn't living up to his normal playoff hype. And this is a team that you've seen them on their long runs, and what Jokic has done, 3-time MVP. But we all know, Nick, it's not even about your starting rotation. To win playoff games, you need to be deep, and you got to have people coming off your bench that are actually producing. Christian Braun is one dude that in the past couple of years in the playoffs, or last year in the playoffs especially, was lights out. So Malone is one of a kind. And the fact that they're 13-1 right now before the 30-game stretch, they finished right before All-Star break. They had an 8-game win streak. And so you kind of got to buy the stock now, because my catchphrase, It'll never be higher, ladies and gentlemen. 15-1. We got to put it in right now.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that
Yes.
after the show for sure. That's one thing that we were talking about. We gotta start fucking because, dude, Dave Ross also another reason why I brought him up before. He was like, "You son of a bitch, hell of a call on the Rams." Because we were talking about like the Super Bowl. He's like, "Man, I saw the clip where you were talking about if the Super Bowl is played under different weather conditions, do we feel the same way about Philly? Like, do they actually beat the Rams? Because if you look at it, bro, the Rams were their toughest test.
Facts.
Like the Rams was actually, bro, Eagles fans. Yo, Isaiah,
I'm
Eagles
shaking in their boots.
Were you
dude.
nervous that last drive when Stafford had the ball against the Eagles?
Yep.
Yeah, it was 50-50.
He was also nervous when Pat Mahomes scored a touchdown down 34-0. Just a little bit.
Yeah, he was.
He was. He did. Yeah, that was a bigger confirmation than the fucking Rams.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So he was just talking about that, and I was just like, damn, bro, you know what? I didn't pull the trigger on them to end up winning the division. I threw like $50 on them to make the playoffs, but the division was like 12-1, and then you had the Bucks call.
Yep.
So definitely gonna take a stab at the Nuggets. We'll throw some money on the Nuggets to win the finals.
Yeah.
I like it though, bro.
That's
I like
confident.
it.
That's
Yeah,
confident. And
I
they're
like
playing. If they're playing the Celtics, then it's a win-win for me. Because
Yeah, and that's ultimately who I think they end up playing.
yeah,
Like even if Cleveland, it's been fun, it's been cute, but until who Cleveland reminds me of, the Detroit Lions. Regular season took the league by storm, started off hot, talk of the town, kind of. I don't know. Come playoff time, like let's see when Boston has all their guys available and healthy, and now it matters.
yeah.
I think they've earned the right, especially Brown and Tatum. They've been in the conference finals, I think, all but 1 year in their career.
Mm-hmm.
So when they've been to multiple finals, it's like this team is,
Bro, Jimmy Buckets out of the East.
yeah, one less problem they
That
got to
was
worry about.
That was our fucking kryptonite. So I think we're ready.
Yeah, that was a team that jumped out to me at 15-1. Last year we got cute and we said 40-1. The teams that fit the 40-1 mold, the Timberwolves, the Bucks, the Clippers.
Which I like. That was another one though.
Yeah.
I could have petitioned. But we'll talk about this.
Playoff James Harden.
Yeah.
We'll save that for another time. But cool, man. I think this is a good place for us to wrap.
Yes.
What do you
Yes. Well, Nick, there was one thing that happened that we didn't get a chance to cover, and I would like to have Isaiah run this clip. Do it on the next one?
No, I'm saying we'll do
Okay.
it. We're doing it now. My opinion, and I could be wrong. I think if you have, in my eyes, if you have two, it's the same as having four. I think you could sit at the table with those guys. If you have one, it's like you're at the kiddie
You're at a
table
different
still.
table. Yeah.
Yeah. And Eli Manning, I think duration plays into it. Played 15 straight years, no injuries, nothing. He got benched
He had the snap streak.
Oh, dude, you don't even have to say anymore. He beat the guy
twice.
to beat. Yes.
Twice. He actually, the first one, people would say, all right, he had some good games, but the defense carried him. Yo, that second one,
Yeah.
Eli had 8 touchdowns to 1 interception. Like he did it to them twice.
Mhm.
Twice he did the Brady to Brady. Not only beat him in the Super Bowl, he had a comeback from behind. And I just think that you can't write the history book without Eli Manning.
Yeah.
So to me, yeah, first ballot
Yes.
Hall of Famer without a doubt.
Nick, I hate the fact that you wrapped KD into that. Because he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
First of all, I can't believe that Isaiah betrayed me, number one.
No. Isaiah.
All the fucking merch and hookups he's got, and you're just gonna do that to me, bro? I was down with the birds. Fuck, man.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
Holy shit. He even pulled it up here. That's sick. I didn't even realize that.
I didn't either.
Was it
until
playing
now.
here the whole time?
Nah, I don't think it was.
That's kind of wild. But
It's fire.
yes, that's the first
It's
ballot.
cool. We'll figure it out after. I don't know why
That's
that
so
happened.
funny. First ballot Hall of Famer, he is not. Did you feel sad about this? Are you now worried? Like, is he actually a Hall of Famer?
Bro, come on. Let's not get that crazy.
I don't know, you were pretty sure about him being a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Fair. Look, am I biased? Yeah, for sure. But longevity, availability.
Yep.
Iconic playoff runs. Do you know that they put up a graphic of the hardest Super Bowl runs of all time? 1 and 2 is him. Like the path that they took on, and when you account for win percentage and on the road and the betting odds, they had him 1 and 2. The 2011, the 2007 Giants and the 2011 Giants. Career 500 record, I believe it is. Top 10 in all passing categories at the time he retired, which eventually he'll end up like 47th because of how much passing there is now. I don't know, man. I saw a guy who played in New York and the media attacking him all the time, and he handled it well. Stable, like I mentioned. Had no offensive line for the last decade of his career. Carried the franchise. Carried the franchise. And I think a lot of that has to play into it too. And then again, the iconic playoff runs he went. The only 2 times he won playoff games in the playoffs, he won Super Bowls. The other time, he only made the playoffs 4 times in his career.
That's pretty wild.
Very wild. But also understanding the teams that he had. Bro, that's why the first couple of Giants years, they won those Super Bowls. And then after that, it's like the whole offense was, yo, Odell, run a slant, try to juke out 27 people, and maybe we could score some points. Bad offensive line. Bro, they've had a bad offensive line since 2013, and they still have one now. So, yeah, it upset me. I was shocked. I thought with how popular, like, the Manning name is also, and consensus good dude, I thought maybe that plays into it.
Right.
But now I'm reaching, like when people tell me about gold medals for NBA players. So yeah, I was surprised, bro. I was surprised.
Yeah. Just realize every time you go on these little rants right here, it's just setting up for more and more disappointment year in and year out. And so, just curb your enthusiasm. He'll get to the Hall one day. Nick, it might be 7 years. Do you think what should we set the over under at? That'll be my last question for you. Over under the amount of years till he's in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to set it at 4.5.
I'm going to take the under. I think he's in the Hall of Fame way before that.
Okay.
I think he's in the Hall of Fame before that. Bro, I just think, I don't know, man. It's so, and again, it could be because I'm biased, but it never looked pretty. I don't think he ever threw a spiral in his life, but this could be why the Giants are so down bad too. This is how bad we are as an organization, just collectively. Like the aura around the Giants is we couldn't even get them into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. We're down bad. We're down bad.
Oh, that's funny.
8-4 record in the playoffs, 57,000 yards, 366 touchdowns, ranking 11th all time in each category. 117 and 117 regular season record.
Wow.
Super Bowl MVP in both, and he beat the Michael Jordan of the generation. Like 2 of the 3 Super Bowl losses Tom Brady has is because of Eli Manning. That's why I never disliked the Patriots. We handled business when it mattered. We beat them when it mattered. And to beat them twice and in both games have to come back against them and do the Brady to Brady. Yeah, bro. If it happened one time, I'd be like, all right, yeah, I get it. Like, it was a fluke, maybe. Twice is not a fluke, bro. You got him twice. So, yeah. That's how I feel about this.
Over under 4.5. Let us know what you think.
Over under 4.5. Let us know what you guys think. As far as I go, at Nick Day is 10 as you can find me. All things Veterans Minimum are at Veterans Minimum. George, where can they find you?
At Mr. George Carmona. That's it.
We'll see you guys later.
Peace.